Hey, friends. You're talking with Teri, and I just want to wish all of you moms out there a happy Mother's Day weekend. And wherever you are, right? Whether you have a relationship with your mom, you don't have a relationship with your mom, whether your mother has passed away, I just want to wish you all a happy Mother's Day and whatever relationship that you have. And I think anytime we go into a time of celebration, whether that's Father's Day, Mother's Day, all the various holidays that we have, it's always an opportunity for us each year to really reflect back. And I think at this moment, it's, looking at where is your relationship, and is there something that you can improve on? What works, what's working, what's not working? What would you like to improve on? And just recommit. And even if you don't have a relationship with your mom, is looking at, what does that look like? Is there a way to, repair any times that we have relationships, there's a rupture and a repair? And I will be the first to say that, I haven't always had the best relationship with my mom. And I think that's just because I was that kid. The kid that pushed the envelope, right? And so, it's ironic that I'm a Scorpio and my mom's a Cancer, and my daughter is a Cancer, and I'm the Scorpio, right? And so, again, the signs, again, there's some interesting dynamics at play. And I will say that it's taken me some time to really reassess and look at that relationship. And as I have grown and as, I've developed a healthy relationship and a strong relationship. And that's not true for everyone, but I want to honor where everyone is at, right? And so I'm hopping on here, obviously wishing you all happy Mother's Day in whatever capacity that is for you. And also just adding to this is just like, what's one, Mary and I were talking the other day, and she's like, what's that one nugget, or what's that one inherited trait or something that was passed on from your mom that you would like to speak about? And so as she was asking this, I was saying that one of the qualities that I think my mom passed on to me and has been absolutely pinnacle in my success story, and that is just this sense of tenacity, right? Like, this never give up attitude. And even when I'm faced with a no, it's like it's so automatic now that I just caught myself earlier today on a Zoom call. Someone was said, this is not an option, and I was like, that's okay, let's just figure out a different way, right? And it's just one of those things. It's like, when you have that sense of tenacity and that never give up attitude, it's like you become super resourceful in figuring it out, right? Marie Folio always talks about everything's figure outable, right? And honestly, like, that is something that has kind of come out of that for me. It's just like, okay, we just got to look at it differently. We got to, figure out who else is connected. How can we pull in more people? How can we, like, it's a different way of looking at life. And so I'm so grateful for that quality, coming through in that capacity. The other thing that kind of buttons up with that is that, growing up, I really was instilled with a great sense of work ethic. And I think on multiple conversations, even in the last few months, we've had this with my team, with my other company, with this company, about just, how, the idea of working and how it has evolved and how it's changed since I was young. And I'm just really grateful for that sense of work ethic, to be able to say what I'm going to do and do what I'm going to say and get things done, and really, show up and stay committed. So I'll stay committed to a project, I'll stay committed to whatever, just to see it through, and making sure that the tasks at hand, get done. And the other thing is too, from a leadership perspective, is that my team knows that I will jump in at any given point to do something if needed. Everything that I ask my team to do, I've made sure that I've done it at one point or another, and then, because I know it, right? Like, it's not like I'm coming in and saying, okay, you guys do this, you do this. No. I'm always available to my team to jump in wherever needed, or support, where support is needed. And so that, again, that goes back to that work ethic, and really staying committed to what I'm supporting them on, what we're bringing to this world. And again, like, I think it's just a beautiful quality that I've received. And what the last thing I would say is something that came out of my relationship with my mom that was kind of unexpected, is that I would say we didn't always necessarily have the closest relationship. And as a result, I wanted to make sure that, with my daughter, that, I actually fostered that relationship even more so. And that was such a priority for me. And I'm proud to say that my daughter and I have such a really close relationship. Now, she's getting ready to go into her teenage years. So I remember how I was. So I'm like, I'm trying to brainwash her as much as possible. You're going to be a great teenager. You're going to be a great teenager. Right? So far, it's working semi-well. Okay, I will report back to you in a couple years how we've done. And I'm sure along the way, I will be making some videos that are sharing with me where my massive failures are. But I really this was so important for me to make sure that relationship was really strong and healthy, because I know that there was going to be some bumpy times that we're going to go through. And so having that foundation was really important to me, so that, when the bumpy times come, not necessarily they have to be, but that we can ride through that, and that our relationship becomes stronger even with that. And so I would say those are the things that I take away from my mom, and I'm so grateful for those experiences and those learnings that I have taken away from. And so I would love to hear from you. What are some of those, even in the tough times? Okay, again, I'm being very transparent. It hasn't always been rainbows and butterflies and dandelion or daisies, but what can you pick from those relationships, right, that do shine some light, and that you can say, looking back, oftentimes looking back is easier than when you're in the moment, of course, but when you look back and say, okay, these are the qualities, and sometimes, in all fairness, sometimes those qualities get born out of what not to do, or what didn't work, or how it was a rub for you, right, or the squeeze factor. So I would love to hear from you. What are some of those great qualities that you received directly or indirectly from your mom? And drop them below. Connect with me. Let's share it, because I think, again, you've become a beautiful human being as a result of some of those lessons, life experiences, and some of those qualities that have been passed down for you. And so, love to hear from you. Drop it below, and I'll see you on the next show.